So, congratulations, guys. You know, this is the first time I've gotten to stand up in front of you, and while I want to say congratulations on the state championship, first I want to say one thing to you, and it's real simple. Thank you. Because Friday nights we had something to look for. We had something to look for in playoffs, and then you bring home the jewel of a state championship to us in a year when we had just the craziness that went on in this year. You know, you guys didn't get to have the spring that you wanted, and that we're used to in the past, or the summer workouts that you had, but yet you kept working, and you kept making it special, not just for you, but for the rest of us who got to stand on the sidelines and watch. So I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, from everybody else in the community, for working hard. I know it didn't just happen on December 17th. It happened many months, and for some, maybe many years before that, all the hard work that you guys put in. So I appreciate that, and thank you for bringing the state championship back home to Beckworth School. Thank you so much. We've got some very special visitors with us today, and it's members of the All Sports Association. And I'll just try to give you a quick background of what the All Sports Association is about. So it was formed back in 1970, and it was built all around recognizing Northwest Florida's athletes at every level. So not just at the high school level, but at the collegiate level, at the professional level, and then also at those who participate in Special Olympics. And so every year they do several fundraisers around to help and donate for scholarships for students, outstanding students, whether it's scholastics or academics. During their banquet that they have every year, they award the Warple Trophy in honor of Danny Warple, and also the Tyler Haugen Trophy is also awarded every year. And that's all through the efforts of this group who puts those things together. So at this time, for a special presentation, I'm going to ask Mr. Bernard Johnson to come up, and I will let him introduce the rest of his crew. So if you will, please welcome the members of the All Sports Association.
It's an honor for us to be here. All my thunder was stolen about what we're all about as far as the association and all, but I appreciate that info for sure, sir. Join with me is Mr. David Overly, who is our executive committee. We also have Mr. John Hofstad. John Hofstad, he's the SID, which is the Sports Information Director. The Sports Information Director is the liaison between Beckworth School and All Sports Association, to kind of keep an idea or a good beat on all things that are going on with the school, boys and girls sports related. So John Hofstad and Mr. Terry Filter as well on the executive board. So I appreciate these guys joining me up here on this occasion. So first of all, congratulations. You guys had a great season. Glad we could be a part and share the fun of this. Coach Brunson and I keep up with things that are going on, and you know he's very proud of the organization, as are we. And we just take this as a very momentous occasion that we can be a part of. And we're here to recognize two outstanding individuals here associated with Beckworth School. So there are a lot of great things going on with Becker besides Becker Cafe. Who doesn't want to Becker Cafe? Everybody loves Becker Cafe? All right, so this young man is a four-sport standout stud. Y'all kind of know where I'm going? Okay, we're talking about football, baseball, basketball, weightlifting, right? As a junior and a senior, he led the state's 1A in rushing and was key to Baker going undefeated in 2020. 14-0 season. Y'all got the championship at the end of the day? Who got a championship? You got a championship in here? Back in here if you got a championship. So joined up totaling his high school career 5,051 yards, leading the state, not just the county, but leading the state in rushing in both the junior and senior year, while scoring 56 touchdowns. He was named the Northwest Florida Daily News Offensive Player of the Year for 2019 and 2020, and is a finalist for the 2020 Mr. Football State of Florida. So he's very humble to the core. This is what defines great athletes. Humble to the core, he credits his athletic achievements to being part of a group of guys he grew up with, who together went 50-4 and won a state title. As for playing for his dad, God help him. Everybody playing for your dad, you gotta work extra hard to make sure that you're putting in the work, right? His response was, I love every second of every day I spent with my dad. He pushes me to be not only the best player I can be, but the best man also. Joe is equally gifted in the classroom. A&T Mitchell Award for 4.0 or higher, GPA 4 consecutive years with scholar athlete recognition in every sport in which he competed. He will graduate summa cum laude. I graduated, Lord, please come laude. Where's Miss Polly? Miss Polly here? There she is. Yeah. If Joe took one day off, he'd make sure that, he was here for mom. Mom would say, come to the office, these grades don't look right. So he always worked hard in the classroom. His football journey will continue at Reinhardt University in North Georgia, where he will play as wingback. He's president of the sideline as major, but no matter what Joe does, whatever he decides to do, he will give it his very best and be very successful. So where's Joe Brown? Come on up here. The award he's receiving is the All Sports Association Male Scholastic Award. And this is presented to athletes. The way we kind of determine this is all the athletes that we receive from all the schools. We take away their names, we take away the school, and just let them stand on their merit, the success that they had in the classroom and on the playing field. And go to the top, congratulations to you in that regard, and we're glad to celebrate your time. All right, congratulations. This is a new award we had. This is our second year doing this. But, this award is very special. Here as well as the last award. And this is going to be, well, I'm going to read through it first, and then we'll get to who we're recognizing today. There's no off-season with this coach. Football in the fall, weightlifting in the winter, track and field in the spring. Began his coaching career at Woodham High School in Pensacola. Been a key member of the Baker coaching staff since 2005. In addition to coaching year-round, he's also teaching with 21 years experience in exceptional student education. With that being said, he took an O-line with one returning starter and turned that group into a blocking juggernaut, paving the way for Baker to lead the nation in rushing in 2020. How many O-line members we got here right now? Who's on that O-line? Raise your hand. Come on, for proud. There you go. In weightlifting, coach teams have produced two 1A state champions in Michaela McCraney and Mary Oglesby. Of course, as we know, Mary's coach's daughter, and she's returned here to assist with the weightlifting efforts here at Baker as well. As head track and football coach, Oglesby leads a program with a storied history. Baker's Houston McTier, also Houston McTier, right, from out of Baker as well, his team of success, who won 9 individual state championships in the 70s. In 2016, Coach made the Baker track and field program complete by raising $40,000 American dollars to equip the schools to train for pole vault. The finding of the strength of our team by Coach Brunson, we want to take the opportunity to recognize our All Sports Association Assistant Coach of the Year, Coach Dave Oldham. Real hard there, Coach. You did a great job. What's your good name? What's that?
Thank you. Thank you very much. I had no idea. I love you guys. You guys know that. I appreciate it. You guys are great.
Thank you, appreciate it.
While we're having a celebration of the team, I appreciate the guys from All Sports giving their presentation. And we couldn't have done this. Coach Owen was the assistant coach of the year, but we've got a great staff. All of our football coaches on our staff here at Baker, if you're in the audience, please stand. Let's give all these guys a hand. All right, now, we got a video to show at the end, and at 2:30 hits, you can go if you need to go, but I'm gonna hit these guys by position grouping, all right, and by year grouping. And first, I'm just gonna ask them to stand right where they are. Our seniors, class of 2021, stand up real quick. All right, now hold on. These guys right here, some of them moved up as freshmen. The guys that have been in the program 4 years, their record is 50-4. All right, 4 years regional champions, 2 appearances in the state championship game with a runner-up and a state championship appearance. But the class of 2021 will not soon be forgotten in Baker history. Let's give these guys a hand. All right, next. All right, Coach 01 coaches the offensive line. And hold your applause because I want to say a couple things, but all the offensive linemen stand up. And I know some of these guys pull double duty, but I don't know if you caught what Bernard said. Baker High School this year, football season 2020, led the nation with 5,288 yards rushing. That's in all classifications, in all states, not just the state of Florida, but we led the nation in rushing. And our backs did a great job, but the way was paid by these guys. So a big hand for our offensive line. All right, now the offensive skill guys stand up. That's backs and receivers. All right, we've got receivers that do a great job blocking on the perimeter. All right, when runs are broken for touchdowns, it's because they got somebody downfield. We've got fullbacks that rush together for almost 1,000 yards, but they paved the way for our tailbacks. We had a 2,500 yard rusher and a 1,500 yard rusher. And again, these are the guys that blocked, that carried Baker behind those offensive linemen for 5,288 yards, that led the nation in rushing. Great job, skill guys. All right, now we're going to move over to the defensive side of the ball. If you're a defensive lineman, stand. All right, now, stats can be deceiving because defensive linemen do the dirty work of keeping the offensive line off the linebackers. All right, tackling double teams so the linebackers can make a lot of plays. But here's what these guys did. They were part of a defensive unit that over a 14-game season held their opponents to right at 13 points a game, rendering just under 120 yards a game. In the state championship game, this group produced 6 quarterback sacks, and the pressure that we got on the kid from Hawthorne helped us win the game. It was a big difference in the game. Also, they get pressure on the quarterback. We had 6 sacks. We had 50-something over 14 games tackled for a loss. That was done by this group. And our defense was lights out. This group right here is our defensive linemen. A big hand for those guys. All right, our linebacking core, please stand. All right, now these guys play behind the defensive linemen. Seth, all right, and Jared Raybon actually led the team in tackles, and Seth was Playground Daily News Player of the Year. But I was going to say this as the defensive lineman stood. In the state championship game, we believe you got to stop the run first. All right, Hawthorne had -2 yards rushing in the state championship game, and that's a tribute to our defensive linemen and this group of linebackers. But Seth was our middle linebacker. Ethan played strong side. Joe played weak side. But again, less than 13 points a game, less than 120 yards total per game. Lights out in the state championship game that enabled us to get to 14-0 and win a state championship. A big hand for our linebackers. All right, our defensive backs stand. All right. Down the stretch, all right, when we started the playoffs, we defended a good job. We did a good job against Jay. Second round of the playoffs, we saw a Freeport team that was 4 and 5 wide that threw it about 50 times. All right, and then we beat Sneeds that was kind of a running team. But one of the greatest defensive performances I've been a part of in my career, all right, was over at Vernon. And these guys on the back end covering those receivers in that passing attack that Vernon had were unbelievable. All right, we beat Sneeds again in the semis. We go down to the state championship game. All right, we had an interception on the goal line by Jesse, our free safety, that turned the outlook of the whole first half, getting the ball back to about the 40. We hit a play and ended up scoring to swing the momentum of the game right before the half. All right, Brody Sharp, where's Brody? Brody is our lockdown corner. Brody has covered some very good receivers through the years. Brody covered E.J. Reddick, Vernon's best receiver. He covered the tall leading receiver in the state, number 1 from Hawthorne. He had an interception in the state game and did a great job. But overall, this group controlled the back end of our defense and were lights out through the playoffs and were huge in the state championship game, our defensive backs. All right, now we're going to watch the cut-ups from Tallahassee in our state championship game, which is about a 4-minute, 5-minute video, so this will be perfect, Coach Carlisle, on time. But you'll see those guys effort in action in the state championship cut-ups.